Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, my music wasn't playing. It, wouldn't be my show without.
I dance to the beat of my own drum, so it's okay.
Here we go. All right. You've got a double dose of Dork this morning, guys. I am joined by one of my favorite, probably my favorite person on planet Earth, Dreaming Tabitha, everybody. Hi. Round of applause for Tabitha. Let me put the comments up there. Good morning. I hope everyone has their coffee, tea, or whatever you drink. Have it ready to go. I've got my Invisible Woman Funko Pop cup that my local AMC theater practically gifted me. I'm telling you, I know everyone has problems with their theater staff, but my theater staff is absolutely amazing, and they treat me like royalty every single time. In fact, one of them asked to take their picture with me yesterday, and I was very confused. I was like, why? And she's like, well, you're the podcast lady, right? Is that weird to ask? And I was like,
recognition.
Well, yeah, listen, I live in a town of like 11,000 people, okay? And every time I go to the movies, there's nobody else there. So they simply just remember me.
Podcast lady.
I'm the podcast lady. But anywho, everyone welcome my dear friend, Dreaming Tabitha. She's here. We're going to talk about how we felt about Fantastic Four First Steps. And she can only stay for so long. She's got to do visitor stuff. She's got company. People think she's got a people. And then after that, we'll talk a couple of headlines. But for now, everyone, give a big round of applause for Tabitha. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back. Even more of this nerdy nonsense. Good morning, nerdling deranged lunatic. This is the first time I've done this with another person here, so I don't know if I should let you yell good morning too, or anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
Soul. Buenos dias, Fernando. Good morning, Penny. Good morning, Dog Water AI. Hello. And we've got, oh my goodness, it's good morning, Dreaming Tabitha.
Loud noises. I got to represent Mando.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's doing okay at work.
I have a theory. I have a theory about her. I have a conspiracy theory about Untamed Mando, but I can't share it with the world yet.
Is she Vervelth now?
No, not quite.
Okay. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Backyard Tardites. Good morning, Derpy Entertainment. Two queens. Hello. Yes. Good morning, Maria Graciela. Good morning. Oh my goodness. We've got a lot of people in the chat already. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, we're going to crank down the tunes a little bit. We're going to get started. Oh my goodness. So happy Fantastic Four Day to all who celebrate. We both saw it yesterday on the preview night. And I went by myself because everyone I know in live action Christendom was busy. Shout out to my sister Ellie, who she wasn't busy, but her oldest son was, so she didn't have anyone to watch my younger niece and nephew. And I was like, well, geez, Dakota, why do you have to be so responsible and have a job? Like at 16 years old. Good.
Everybody these days is just keeping their kids in the house without any parental supervision. I don't see what the big deal is.
Why does my sister have to be such a good wife and mother? I don't know.
Yeah, and nobody else is. So why do you succumb to that peer pressure?
She's the best. She truly is. Anyway, I don't know even how to get started on, like, should we just 1, 2, 3 say what if we liked it or not? Like, wait a minute. Oh, good morning,
Maria. She can't hear us, but that's okay. Do you know how do we sign? Like, we love you.
Like this.
Okay, that's I love you. What about we?
So we would just do this and this. So we love you.
Okay.
That's sign language, man.
I know. Hey, we learned that in Sunday school. Yes, Jesus loves me. Okay.
Hail, Holy Mary.
I grew up Baptist. We don't do that.
Well,
we don't do that here.
My mom was an interpreter briefly. But anyway, good morning, Loki. Good morning. Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to do one, two, three?
What was that? It was how that's slang, okay? It's how the kids these days sign, okay? It's not real words. It just
listen, my mom signed pigeon, I guess. That's how she taught me. She taught me the kind of pigeon. That's what other people who actually sign. Well, my mom was an interpreter, but she just kind of taught me like the Missouri vernacular. We'll say that. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning. Okay, so do you just want to do 1, 2, 3, thumbs up or thumbs down and go from there?
Sure.
Okay,
so let me warm my thumbs.
Warm up your thumbs. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. What is this? That is not an up or down. That's a sideways.
If you tilt your head in one way or the other.
Which way?
Exactly. It's however you want to interpret it. Yeah, exactly. It was a swear word. Okay. All right. So I liked this movie way better than I did Superman. I don't think that it was stupendous. I think it was fun, and I would be willing to watch it again. I think it is one of the better Marvel films that we've seen in the last year or two. I got the impression that they really tried to make this work, given the history of Marvel. But I do think that there were a lot of poor choices made, cringe-worthy moments, and some things that were just kind of like, huh? But overall, I think that they did a good job, and the music was definitely the savior of this film. And we all know that any movie worth its salt is because of the score.
I just want everyone to know real quick. We did not discuss this at all.
No. Danny has no idea the fire I'm about to rain on this channel.
I do not, because I think we purposely made this conscious choice not to ask one another, what did you think? We've saved it all for the channel.
Oblivious decision, because I was like, I will just talk about it tomorrow. I just was a dude about it. Like, why would I ask you now if we're going to talk about it tomorrow?
I mean, I guess that's kind of the point I was making. We're just like, you know what? We'll talk about it tomorrow. And I was, as I said, very tired last night. Yes. But I really liked it. I feel like Marvel did the work on this one. The score was, I'm going to find my exact words because I wrote my review last night. If you guys want to see it, head on over.
I did too.
You did. Okay. But I believe I said that Michael Giacchino just really elevated the film with
brought his A game, man.
He really did. It perfectly captured that feeling of atomic age, retro futuristic aesthetic while infusing it with heart, with wonder, and dare I say, grandeur. It felt very epic. The score was just absolutely epic. I mean, from the opening notes on, he really found a way to blend that nostalgic optimism with that kind of cosmic scale stakes. So I was really impressed with the score. I felt the chemistry of the cast was spot on. Joseph Quinn and Julia Garner, so that's Johnny Storm and Shala Ball, Silver Surfer. They were huge standouts for me. And I think we can agree that all of those leaks or whatever we were hearing about Sue Storm and Silver Surfer saving the world with their woman power.
Oh, girl boss? Yeah. No, I did not get girl boss.
It was from this at complete crap. It is not what happened at all. If anyone, saved the world with relating, I would say it was Johnny Storm. Johnny really, that was a great scene. Anyway, that was a bit of a spoiler. I'm so sorry.
Well, you sound like you're hurling over there. Okay, bring it back in. No, I think that this is it. This is not exact. I mean, everybody knows like they're going to save the world, But I think that was really much of a team effort. Everybody had their pivotal moment in attempting to defeat Galactus. I mean, everybody knows.
Everybody knows he's the bad guy.
Surprise! The giant $85 popcorn bucket didn't give it away, but it's like Sue had a major part in the destruction or of the removal of Galactus, but again, it was still a team effort. It's like she kind of Reed got things started with the brain, like he got all the thoughts to put in how this is going to work, and then everybody else had their part in making it work. It might look like some things are grander, but it's all about team effort. If there was no Reed mission thought process, there would be no Johnny Storm does this, there would have been no Sue does this. But yeah, I wonder, that seems to be kind of a trend for the last year and a half, where trailers are misleading, and I wonder if they're doing that on purpose so that, as they say, there's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it, whether you love it, whether you hate it, everybody's talking about it. And so you go see the movie, and then you have a lot of your critics that come back saying, okay, the trailers were a lie. Now, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think trailers reveal too much these days. I would like them to create trailers that make us want to watch the movie. But I disagree with you that the casting was perfect and that the chemistry was perfect. I mean, they definitely gave off the whole family element where it's like, it's not perfect, it's not clean. There are moments of happiness. There's the silliness. I am not on the let's hate Pedro Pascal bandwagon, but I did not think he was a great choice at all for Reed Richards. That man was a wuss. Okay? He brought no masculine energy to the leader of a superhero group. He was a genius, and he did nail, in my opinion, he nailed the loving father aspect, the sacrifice, the planning, the stress that goes along with trying to be the perfect dad. But that man is a shrimp, a wet shrimp on a fork, okay? Now, I don't know what he's like in his other stuff. All I ever know him from was The Mandalorian, and he wasn't even there half the time. So,
he was, the first thing I ever saw him in was Prince Oberyn, the Red Viper in Game of Thrones, and he was
he different? Was he more masculine? Okay, yeah, so I don't know why he couldn't then bring that energy to from what little I remember reading of the Fantastic Four. Now, I will openly state that I am something of a normie. So, coming at this review with very little information of the original comics, because I read them in German and didn't understand what I was reading, but based off of pictures alone and everything, and just the superhero ideals that pretty much they all have, and then just watching this film as I am seeing it without this knowledge, he was, I think, a terrible casting for Reed Richards. I did not like it at all. Now, there was, in the beginning, I did have to fight off the fact that I've been seeing him be a little backhanded, wussified shrimp of a dude in the press tour. Okay, so
they need to get a handle on him.
I try not to watch these things because it's just like Wicked. Okay, that press tour was devastating to the outcome. I say the outcome. It was devastating to the potential that there could have been even more love for Wicked. Like I've heard people say the press tour was awful, loved the movie.
I wasn't like watching therapy
Yeah.
couples therapy.
It was like I have heard people say, I wasn't going to watch the film based on what I had seen during the press tour, and then I went and watched it anyway, and it was great. It's like these people should not be released out into the public until the movies are over, okay?
Okay.
Because where are their managers, okay? Like,
Where are their PR agents?
yeah, this happened
Seriously,
with this happened with Captain America. This happened with Wicked.
it happened with Snow White.
So
These,
white, like these people should not be allowed outside.
It is in their contract. And with Snow White, that dude, I can't remember his name, but one of the executives left his family on vacation, flew 3,000 miles across the country to sit this young lady down and tell her, you are contractually obligated to promote this film, and you're doing damage to it. You are contractually obligated. It is part of your job. Talk about the movie. If a reporter asks you a stupid AF question, don't answer it. Just move on. Deflect. Tom Cruise, okay? Tom Cruise, you follow that dude. Do what he does. He knows how to handle that stuff. But going to other countries and standing on a stage and bashing your home country that has made you very wealthy and famous is not the way to do it, especially when you're playing a character called Captain America.
Captain America. Yeah.
So,
so
their PR agents need to do a lot better. And I feel horrible for Vanessa Kirby's husband. Like that baby is going to come out with a mustache and a Chilean accent any day now.
It's just very bizarre to me. And so, I understand, people are people. I do not know which way Pedro Pascal swings. Okay. But he does not present the energy of us, of males wanting to go see Fantastic Four, of typical masculine males. He does not, it's like when you see Indiana Jones, or you see Chris Evans as Captain America. There's like something that it's like, oh yeah, I want to be that dude. Where you got somebody like Pedro stroking because I'm sorry, but because of anxiety, he's got to stroke the nearest woman. Okay.
Well, she's stroking him too.
Exactly.
She's tickling. The fact that she's scratching that spot on the back of his neck, and any woman knows if you touch a man on the back of the neck right there, you're touching their butts too.
Hang on, let me write this down. Future.
That is a spot that men enjoy, we'll say. That is a zone, okay? And the only time you tickle that spot is when you want to touch butts, okay? And seeing that, it's like, oh, we're going to get divorce headlines any minute now.
I don't know if they were doing that so that it was like, oh, they have great chemistry. They must have great chemistry on screen. I don't know. Hollywood is in a very weird zone right now. They do not know how to socialize. They do not know how to.
Well, they know nothing about actual reality. They have no idea what it is like for us poor peasants. But aside from that, I'm going to try to keep us on track because.
Well, I was going to segue back and just say, because of that, I tried not to see Pedro Pascal when I was watching Reed Richards. And there was a point at which that went away. Like the press tour just went away. And so I saw it for what it was. And by the end of it, it's just like Reed is apologizing for everything and taking it like it's his responsibility for everything. And at some point it was just like, okay, because even this was a perfect. And then I saw Pedro Pascal again when they did the press conference after they had gone somewhere to do something to help some people, trying to keep it spoiler free. And he could not answer this. This is the part that honestly killed the possibility that I could enjoy Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Was the press conference after they came back from somewhere, and Johnny was the one that had to step up and say a different response.
It was him and Ben and Johnny,
and it was just like, okay, I can't enjoy. So, but. Again, there are a lot of moments in this. I did kind of like that it wasn't so quirky person. It's kind of quirky. I did not realize that this is like, if somebody had to tell me, this is not Earth as we know it. This is not Iron Man's planet, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that had to help me as well, because I was like, wouldn't Stark Industries be happening right now? It seems
Well, it
like there's no,
opened up as Earth 838.
and I didn't understand what that meant.
So,
you know, then
so
later
this,
on it kind of says, but
well, and he does mention also in the beginning about multiple
yes,
dimensions.
yes.
So my opinion is that he felt very much like Reed Richards to me. Reed Richards is almost, I mean, to me, he's kind of like a guy with Asperger's. He's incredibly smart,
Mhm.
but he doesn't get a lot of the social norm type stuff. He doesn't get um a lot of the emotional stuff. He's more focused on, kind of like Einstein didn't know how to tie his shoes because it wasn't important enough for him. He was
Mhm.
looking more at the wider, well, I've got to figure out how to fix this universal mathematical equation. Where does that
Mhm.
compare to
Yeah.
making sure my shoes are tied? And that's Reed Richards. The rest of
But
that
has he got
stuff
to be
is
a wuss about it?
a little bit. He's a
Okay.
little bit of a wuss, but
Okay.
I thought he was very good. I'm very interested. Listen, Loki, Reed Richards may be stoic, but he's not a wuss.
Thank you, Loki.
Well, he's still out there putting himself in danger, and a total wuss wouldn't be doing that, in my opinion. A total wuss would be like, look here, I'm the brain. I'll give you guys the plan, and I'll hand you stuff because I'm real stretchy. But he's out there like actually in it. So I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. I felt like Marvel really did the work on this one. As someone who is familiar with the MCU and Marvel comics, I definitely got right away like, this is absolutely not main continuity MCU, because they're supposed to be in New York and it's completely different. I really, really loved the aesthetic. I loved that atomic age aesthetic. In fact, you know how I'm always building like the medieval worlds in The Sims? Recently, I was building like atomic age stuff. I was doing like 1950s atomic age or whatever. So I really enjoyed it. Was it the absolute best movie that the MCU has ever done? No, but I think it's definitely in the conversation. Again, the VFX was on point. Sometimes the baby was a little creepy, I gotta say. The baby
Oh,
was
I was getting
creepy.
Twilight flashbacks. I'm like, dear God, don't let it happen. Kill it now.
I think a lot of that had to do with, Ben.
Ben.
When Ben was kind of Mr. Mom in it.
Yeah.
And
for sure. Oh,
that
for sure.
but how are you going to do that? Really? How do you blend that perfectly? So,
But
it
yeah,
was,
yeah, that's the grace that I kind of gave it. I'm like, that was super awkward, like when he hands it over or he's holding, but it was like, I get it,
I liked the story way better than the other Fantastic Four stories that we've seen in on the big screen. Galactus was so perfect. He was huge and menacing, and just he really, you felt that chaotic neutral coming off of him. He's like, I am, I just am. This is who I am. And bringing in that, I can't talk about that, but the story I felt was really good. I felt the stakes. There were definitely stakes. I thought I wasn't going to care for Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm.
Yeah, I was on the fence about it.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about that, but I really felt that she brought that mom mentality.
Yes, a more mature. This was not going to be a Jessica Alba Sue Storm. This was going to be a mature mom Sue Storm.
She absolutely was a mom. And I mean, a little spoilery. I'm not going to give it all away, but there is a scene where she is 9 months pregnant and has to go on a mission. And I was like, I'm really sick and effing tired of these movies putting pregnant women in
Yes.
these situations, because
Yes.
no actual pregnant woman would put her child's life in danger like that.
The only thing that would have made this okay, I had a problem with that too, is again, if Reed would have been like, you can't cut, like this is again would have been that masculine energy stepping up and saying,
They
Sue,
did
what are
use
you
a baby.
thinking? Yeah, they did research.
They did use a real baby.
Yeah, there's just the some scenes it wasn't, because like Danny was saying, they you know, it's kind of hard to blend a real baby, a squiggling child with a CGI character, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
is that I would have been okay with her going had there been a little bit of tension between her and Reed, where Reed stepped up and said, what are you thinking? You can't go. You're pregnant. We're going to go face Galactus. We're going to try to save the world." And then if she would have come back with, "Okay, we're the Fantastic
I'm
Four."
so sorry, Tabitha.
That's okay. I thought you were
This
just
is one of
highlighting.
my
Thought you just highlighted
wonderful
my comment.
issues with my current computer situation.
See, if you just left me
So
big, nobody would have
that
known.
super sucks. I'm very sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, she could have fought back with him just a little bit, push back and say, "We are the Fantastic Four because
Mhm.
we're all here, and our
Yes.
powers combined is what makes us great." You know, just a little bit of something like that, and then he would have been like, "Okay." You know, like a typical conversation I think that any responsible couple would have had regarding this situation. And obviously, because she's a superhero, this is a completely different. If this was you and me, of course we would have stayed on Earth.
Yeah.
Of course, but because she's a superhero, totally get it. But
We're like in
I think there was a
across
missed moment.
like in Across the Spider-Verse, where Spider-Woman's big and pregnant and riding around on a motorcycle and putting herself in danger. Like that drove me nuts,
Yeah.
because when you are with child, when you have a baby growing inside of you, your protective instinct goes into overdrive. It
Right.
takes over every part of you. It's a constant thing in your head that
Mhm.
I need to protect this baby. And it's to a subconscious level. You know, you don't,
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
yeah, it takes over. And so when I see this stuff, it's like that would not, no, that's
Yeah.
not just her going in there. And she made some, this is back to that, the press stuff, like, shut your freaking mouth, like,
Yeah.
just be quiet. But she made some comment about, just because she's pregnant or just because she's a mother, she doesn't sit on the sidelines. She's still, you know, in the action or whatever. You idiot. It is
Yeah.
more important to protect that child
Yeah.
than your ego, than
Yeah.
feeling like you're part of, shut up.
I guess
Like
that
that.
goes into the whole superhero aesthetic, though, because pregnant superheroes are elevated above the common folk, so they can handle pregnancy way differently than you and I could ever dream of. I'm guessing that's what I'm saying. Again, if they would have brought a little bit of a realism aspect where Reed's like, "You can't go," and she's like, "Heck yeah, I am. I'm protecting my child too." Okay, I could buy that. The delivery scenes are usually the ones that get me. Like never having had a child, but understanding how the process works. I'm like, number one, I love it when a delivery scene is about 7 minutes. I love it. I love it when women can just give birth in 7 minutes. And
Don't we all?
and,
The
and
dream.
just like, and it just again, it's like we're trying to figure out how to not say with spoilers, but I mean, and then they just randomly have the right objects on the plate, on in the area where they're at in order to take care of what she has, it's like that. Okay. So that is one thing that I had an issue with the film overall too, is that for me, there were not enough tense moments where tense things should have been. Everything came easy to everybody. Everything was available. Reed needed a certain amount of money. No problem. Let's just call London. We needed the world's energy grid. No problem. We'll get in a week. We need the world to come together. And you telling me there wouldn't have been one country that would have been like, no, we're doing it on our own. Something. They just
there was an issue. There was an issue after all that. We can't spoil it, but there was an issue. I thought there was definitely a couple tense moments, at least for me.
Mhm.
But I really liked it.
I know,
It was
I'm ranting and raving.
way
I
better than.
enjoyed it, but it's just like
Mhm,
these are so that would be you can read my thing on Critic List as well. I try to leave
mhm.
it spoiler free as well, but it's like that for me the top things were just
You're on
I think
Critic
that
List?
what?
You're on Critic List? I am too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I follow you. Um
Ah.
to be fair, I just followed you on the stream.
Ah,
Um, I should have just kept that
I'm
secret
following
and
you
let
too.
but no,
Yeah.
I just overall I was not happy with Pedro Pascal's casting. And then but it's possible because I don't know his history that maybe it was just how they wrote him and he performed the way they wanted him to. That is always the possibility.
Right.
I
He has to do what the
yeah.
director tells him.
So if the case being that he can bring masculine energy, it was like, then why didn't you let him have it? I was also Johnny wasn't really Johnny in my opinion. Maybe it's just because I know him as the heartthrob, but it was just like there wasn't much of that until kind of like the end of the middle, I might say, when all of a sudden he realizes, like, hey, I could use my masculine charm on the Silver Surfer. Like,
I
and
get it. Johnny loves space and women.
yeah, yeah, like it's like it was everything with stuff like that was just conveniently placed. And like I said, I just didn't everything seemed to be convenient for Reed. Oh, I need to figure this out. Oh, I needed to just let me spend a couple hours writing down some things. And it just for me, those were the parts that it made the movie lacking. But I will say, I like that there was a family dynamic because we have
Mm,
a huge problem with that in our entertainment industry, where dad is
yes.
an idiot, mom is a wine mom. No, this was a tight knit family, and that was beautiful to see. They took dinner time probably way too seriously, but I appreciate that
We
because
take that very seriously in my house.
we don't take it seriously enough. Exactly, and so. Um, I really liked that aspect. I love the protective mother, protective father, protective uncle, protective sub uncle. Um,
I
and,
love that
and
sub uncle.
so there were a lot of the scene where like they're getting to where Galactus is and everything. That part of was like to me the most intense and intriguing because we've seen so many Marvel films where
Mhm.
everything is bigger and better, and you want it always makes you wonder how can they possibly make it bigger? How can they possibly make it better? And I find that was the most intriguing, and I was very happy about that because it's been a while since I've watched a Marvel film where it's just like, well, we already know what's gonna happen next. I will say there were a lot of predictable moments in this, which pretty much there always is in a superhero film, but
Mhm.
I really like that there were moments where I had no idea what was gonna happen. I miss that. I miss that a lot. So overall, I would watch this movie again. And I will say, I don't this isn't a spoiler for Fantastic Four. This is a spoiler
Mhm.
for the Thunderbolts. We're not talking about the
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
I was
So
getting ready
it's
to say
okay to
that.
say.
I was
Okay,
getting ready to say that.
I was super curious to see how they were tying in with the Thunderbolts. And at
Mhm.
first I wasn't happy because for those that don't know, at the end of Thunderbolts, the post-credit scene is where the Fantastic Four's rocket ship comes hurtling through the sky. It's like, oh, okay. Nothing indicated that in this film,
Exactly.
leaving me wanting more. And I appreciate about this movie too is that it didn't grift off of any other Marvel film.
Yes.
Thank you. It was its
Yes.
own
It
thing,
was
which I think was
absolutely its own thing. And there were several times or a couple of times in the movie because it was said so many times, well, Thunderbolts just spoiled Fantastic Four, etc. So I kept waiting for that moment. I would think that, oh, so this is how they get to 616. Like this is how they get to the
Mhm.
main continuity.
Right.
And it never happened. And
Never
I'm like,
talked about it.
thank God
Yeah.
it didn't spoil anything. We still don't know how we get to the. I mean, I have some
Yeah.
ideas,
It leaves
but
you wondering, questioning, asking your friends.
exactly,
It was
exactly.
that was a
And
great choice.
in Maverick, I've got to disagree with you. I thought she was phenomenal as Sue Storm. I thought she was absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Um, I don't feel like she gave a wooden wouldn't think so. And
I
I
think
thought
maybe there was a
Galactus was
couple of
great too.
moments. There was a couple of moments where I think again, like the energy between her and Pedro Pascal was a little off to me, but I guess that's also because she definitely had the strong mom vibes, and where
Mhm.
he didn't really have strong dad vibes. I was like, this is kind of weird, like I can't. In the beginning, when things are discovered and emotions are high, he was more emotional than she was, and that was weird to me. Now, that might happen in real life sometimes where the man is more emotional during certain time frames of life. I
Mhm.
understand that. But again, for a superhero movie, I want a little bit more masculine energy from the main character.
We have a question. Loki is asking, is this rewatchable by normies? It's why Superman has a good hold. Will this have the same beyond the first weekend? I'm going to say, yeah. I think it's rewatchable. I think it's good
I don't care
rewatchability.
if I ever see Superman again. I would actually go to the theater again to watch this. Again,
There you
one of
go.
the huge parts of this is because the music honestly saves the film. And that's not a slight. Look, huge Lord of the Rings fan. You could never tell
Mhm.
me anything horrible about Lord of the Rings. I'm one of those fanatics that even though Jesus lives inside and I have to love everybody for the way they are, you say something wrong about Lord of the Rings and we can't be friends. Um,
And
but but I will
but
concede that Lord of the Rings isn't half as good as it is without music. So that's where my critique or whatever you might call it for the film is like this movie is half of the reason that this movie is enjoyable is because the music is spot on.
and fun fact, I noticed and I texted you right away. VFX was done by Weta,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is Peter Jackson's VFX company, which he started while doing Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules.
Dun, 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 dun. It's been a while since.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I've seen you say this a couple of times, Maverick. I see it, but I don't agree with you at all. I think this was far
I
better
haven't
than
seen
Rise of
those
the
in a
Silver
long
Surfer.
time. I remember
Mhm.
enjoying the
I
first
enjoyed them. Yeah.
Fantastic Four, but I don't remember it, so I can't
I
compare it.
thought Silver Surfer was goofy as hell. That scene where Reed Richards gets drunk and he's dancing with those women, and it was just I thought that was stupid and cringy. But I I still love them for what they are, but I really feel like this Fantastic Four first steps is far superior to Rise of the Silver Surfer. I cannot agree with you on that one. That one was just cringy. But I enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to watch it again. I feel like
Mhm.
it has excellent rewatchability. I to me it's my favorite of the summer so far. I do like it better than Superman. I like it way better than Jurassic Park. That
See,
one
I
just
like
kind of was
Jurassic
like,
Park over Superman, and it's a close
really?
time. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not that Jurassic Park was perfect, but, see, this is what I'm saying. This is the summer of all right. This is what's sad for the entertainment industry is that we're coming out of the theater being like, "It was good. I would watch it again."
Mhm.
Okay, we didn't say stuff like that about Iron Man, and I know everybody's tired of, like, comparing it to Iron Man, but I can't help it. We came out of the theaters of Iron Man or the older, Marvel movies going like, "Oh my gosh, could you believe they did this, and this was amazing, and they're gonna do this?" Okay, I haven't met a single person yet for movies since maybe Deadpool and Wolverine
Mm.
coming
Yeah.
out of the coming out of the theater going, "Oh my gosh." Everybody's just like, "I liked it." I've gone with friends, I have gone with family to see all of these different movies this year. Whether it was How to Train Your Dragon, whether it was Lilo and Stitch, whether it's Jurassic Park, and everybody's like, "I liked it. I would watch it again." Like, they have to think about whether they would watch it again. When was the last time you watched a movie and you're like, "I can't wait to watch this again?" Like this is gonna be a part of my library if we owned anything anymore for future generations to pass down to my grandkids kind of movie, you know? I miss those days.
I know, and we've got to consider that, and I've talked about this a few times. Like we'll never be able to recapture phase 1 and phase 2
Oh yeah.
of the MCU, because it's like trying to recapture Beatles mania. You just can't. You had to be there to experience it, and we should be grateful that we were there to experience it. Now we have to capture something new.
Yeah.
It's
And I
time to
will
do
say,
something else.
I heard somebody else talk about last night I was watching Mo Zamboni and Drunk 3PO on the Monday Hangover, and they were talking about Fantastic Four, and Drunk 3PO made a very good point that I agree with, is that the Fantastic Four, this would have been the perfect start for the beginning of this next phase after Endgame. Like
Yes.
forget all that crap that was in between, right? Between now
Mhm.
and after Endgame. If they would have waited a couple years, or even just this whole time, and we would have released Fantastic Four,
Oh,
that would have
you're
been
onto something.
he was like, this would have been the perfect start, because it was its own film. It wasn't grifting off
Mhm.
of anything else, like I was saying
Mhm.
earlier, and it left you wondering. And it's like, oh, that definitely, I think, because we are Marvel burnt out, that it hurt the movie, not because the movie was bad, but because it's like, huh, you go, unfortunately, we go into the movie again thinking, well, let's see.
Yeah, exactly. My reaction video, like, I recorded right before I went in. I was like, it's almost like I want to be excited, like I am, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm scared. Like, I want
Yeah,
my
you try to keep
excitement to
yourself
be
neutral
deserved.
going into the movies now.
Yeah.
The only films, I see somebody mentioning it, the only films these days that I get excited for and like I can't wait is Avatar films. Now, I know they're not everybody's films. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's Dances with Wolves, it's Pocahontas." I don't care. I don't care. But it's funny because they're described as firework films. Do you know what that means?
Lots of flashy.
So it's something that's spectacular. It's
Yeah, okay.
beautiful. It
Yeah.
lights up the sky, and as soon as it's over, nobody talks about it.
That's funny and
And it's
true.
it's it's true. I remember several months ago somebody's, harping on Avatar, and they're like, "Name one quote. Give me one quote from either
Spider,
of
no. There we go.
that people say."
Yeah, you can't.
Not a single, as grandiose as these movies are, as much money as they make, the top tier, like, they have Sigourney Weaver in these movies, for crying out loud, and not a sing the only thing that I say on the regular, if I see those little white puffy things that are like, if I'm going for a walk and my
Mhm.
brother's there, all of a sudden I'll just be like, "Awa." But honestly, I had to think, I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know a single quotable moment from either of the movies, but I can still say I'm hyped up for it.
The
Hype.
trailer looked really good for
I
Avatar,
like the
for
fact that
Fire and Ash.
it's not gonna be, it looks like it's not gonna be another one of these movies where, he's just gonna go rally up the team and they fight. It's like, oh, they're against him now. Like, it's
Mhm.
oh
Your
yeah, cool.
goddess is not
No.
here. That was good. I was like, "Oh, so they don't like
They
Awa."
don't worship Awa. Yeah, she's not like this
Mhm.
universally accepted belief system on the entire planet. It's like, ooh.
Oh, so who is it, Pele? Do they worship Pele? Is Pele a
The
thing
soccer
or
player?
no? The Hawaiian fire goddess that their volcano is named after.
Okay, I was just trying to make a funny joke, but whatever. Fine. It's fine. Any soccer fans out there? All
No.
right. Shame.
Maybe one, maybe one, maybe one.
It's
But
me, obviously.
I I liked it. I liked Fantastic Four First Steps. I will be seeing it again. It has a lot of rewatchability for me. It was something different. It was something, I mean, fresh compared to the stale slop they've been feeding us, especially Captain America: Brave New Missed Opportunity. Um,
I love the way you titled that yesterday. Brave new opportunity, missed opportunity.
I think that's what I named my review, like Brave New Missed
Yeah.
Opportunity, because it just there were so many opportunities to do
Yeah.
something spectacular, and it was just full of holes and
I
just
hated it because it's like, you casted my man, Harrison Ford, in this, and this is what we got.
there's your soccer fan.
Thank you. Some respect, okay? May he
Good
rest in
morning,
peace.
DJ.
All right, that guy was legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Soccer is really not that big of a thing in Missouri, but we do
The
have
mountains. Yeah.
no SLC City Soccer, SLC St. Louis City Soccer. We have that guy, that team. And it's a big deal in St. Louis, but we're a baseball town. We're a baseball town.
Well, nobody cares about Missouri. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Tabitha. Everyone say goodbye.
I know. I figured she got to kick me off the street.
How dare you? I'm extremely
You had nothing good to say about Pele, so you just quiet down.
I don't know who Pele is.
And this is why nobody talks about Missouri. Like, is it even a state in America? It's like Rhode Island. Nobody talks about Rhode Island. Nobody cares about Rhode Island.
How dare you?
Arkansas. Yes, people are like, oh, does that belong to us or is that a province? We don't know.
Well, Arkansas. Nobody likes Arkansas.
Nobody likes Arkansas.
But everyone who comes to Missouri loves it because we're awesome and we're safe. And we have, cheap rent and taxes. So, and we have some of the best 2A amendments.
Okay, I live in Florida. Come at me.
Fact.
Like we're literally allowed to shoot you if you step on a lawn.
That's Missouri. That's Missouri.
Yeah, but nobody talks about Missouri.
Keno, you're fired. Keno is now fired. You're now fired. How dare you? Like the worst insult you can give to anyone from Missouri is to compare us to effing Illinois. Just you're fired. How dare you?
Look, I don't have a state to claim. Okay.
You've lost DL.
Yeah. Sorry, DL. I can't. Well, I can shade on any state I want to because I wasn't born here. I love America. All of America is my home. So you guys can have your little frivolous fight about it. I'm not actually a Florida gal.
Damn immigrants.
Hey, without me, this country, actually, without my mom, this country would be nothing.
Oh, there we go. I think Arkansas Kissing Cousins started some weird online fetishes.
I think just being online started weird.
See, we don't like being compared to Kansas either. No.
Nobody likes being compared to Kansas.
But especially Illinois. Illinois is like our arch nemesis. So
that was okay. Is that like a sporting thing?
Well, part of it is a sporting thing. Like Illinois is still pissed that we bought the Browns for them in 1901, I think, and we turned them into the Cardinals, and the Cubs suck. So the Cardinals are the most winningest baseball team in the entire National Baseball League. So we are amazing. We're just amazing. And so there's that. And Chicago's really mad. They think they invented the Blues, but they didn't. Our hockey team is better. Our crime rate is better. Our taxes are better. Like we're just better. And Illinois is really mad about it. They've been mad about it for 100 years. So too bad.
I have a baseball question.
Okay.
Because I don't care two farthings about baseball. Do you guys have baseball has the World Championship, right?
They have World Series.
Okay.
We've won 11 times.
So it's called the World Series,
but
they just play against other states.
Canada.
They play against Canada? Oh, so our viewpoint of the entire world is us against Canada. It's pretty sad.
They I don't know, no one else wants to take part, I guess, but
I just why is it called shouldn't it just be the North American Series then? It's a little much to say the World Series, unlike, soccer, where we really go against the entire world, but whatever.
Not even the White Sox care about the White Sox, Maria. I'm just kidding. I love you. It's a joke. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But Illinois. That is a thing. Ro and I go back. We tease each other constantly. Like an insult my grandmother has always said when driving is, "Where'd you get your driver's license, Illinois?"
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
St. Louis isn't like Illinois drivers.
So, well, I wouldn't compare Fantastic Four to, Missouri, but I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that means.
DJ's asking, what did we think about the mid-credit scene? I thought it was intriguing. I was hoping that one person would turn around,
I'm glad they
but
didn't.
yeah,
Okay, the end credit scene. Just I'm going to
pointless.
throw this out there. If you're going to go watch this movie this year, do not stay for the end credit scene.
You don't
Look it up
need
on the
to.
internet. You don't need to. It doesn't push any of the story along. It's a complete waste of time. It's fine. But
Yeah.
the mid credit,
Mhm.
end scene,
Yeah.
totally worth.
And there is a nice tribute to Jack Kirby.
The only thing is, I wish that Franklin had been wearing his red outfit when he was sitting on the couch. That would have been a much nicer aesthetic choice, in my opinion.
Vanessa Kirby's hair is really nice. The hairstylist in me was like, I really like that. That's nice.
Yeah. And the at-home hairstylist in me was like, comb that dang kid's hair. Do something with it.
I've raised children, so
okay, he was being docile, sitting on the couch reading a book. Okay, like he could have combed his hair.
That living room was a mess.
I appreciate that.
That living room was an absolute mess, and I was like, "Geez, what did clean that up?"
But I appreciated that because it felt more realistic.
Yeah, it was definitely lived in.
It just, mom didn't quite match the aesthetic of the living room. She should have been a little, maybe a little cereal stain on her shirt.
Right. Like she's definitely had enough time to perfect her hair and her look. She could have used some of that to pick up.
We see where the priorities were. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, can we at least pick up the dirty dishes that were laying around? Like, your hair would have been fine. And like I've said many times, y'all would not recognize me when I'm not on camera.
I'm gonna go into my conspiracy hate theory and just be like, she turned into one of those moms. She's just gonna let Reed take care of it.
Oh man.
Based on what I saw, he probably was the one that was taking care of it.
But we actually went way past 30 minutes. We don't have time for headlines, but that's okay. We could just save all those for tomorrow. It's not a big deal. I had a great time talking. Thank you very much for joining me. If the chat has any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Fantastic Four First Steps or anything for Tabitha, leave it in the chat below because we're going to wrap it up. Blah, 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 blah. Words are hard.
Yes.
They're very hard.
They are.
Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to continue to support the channel in the easiest and the freest way possible and let those algorithm overlords know that you're picking up what we're throwing down. And that is just by hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and making sure the bell is rung so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. But if you would like to help support the channel in other ways, to help pay for the software and the equipment and whatnot, thank you so much. The easiest way to do that is by scanning that QR code. It's going to take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you like. All of these links are in the description below for your convenience as well. And if Buy Me a Coffee doesn't blow your skirt up, there's Cash App, $ DanielleSoncasie. And remember, we are doing a giveaway. We're doing a huge giveaway. We are less than 400 watch hours away from 3,000. So if you can help us get to that milestone soon, I will do a drawing and pick one of the subscribers to win an official custom designed for the winner comics and hoodie. I have never done this before. They're kind of pricey, but this is important to me, and I want to show you guys how much I appreciate you. So we are less than 400 hours away. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. And we're like 100 subscribers away from 6,000. That's
I know. I can't get my channel for nothing. I'm going to have to follow your example. I just have to stream over you. That's it.
You're just going to have to. You're just going to have to.
Oh, I have her chat. You heard that. I have her permission. Come over to Dreaming Tabitha and watch me make artwork.
You're, you don't make the rules. You're just a law-abiding citizen. That's all.
It's true.
You can also check out the official Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comics And we have 3 different tiers that we refer to as ranks. And the lowest rank is only $3 a month. Each rank gets their own exclusive Nerdling Army merch emblazoned with your rank and insignia every 3 months for the first year of your membership. We have 3 exclusive chat rooms, the official Nerdling Army chat, the Ask Me Anything, within reason, please. Okay. And also,
Yeah, don't be a weirdo.
Yeah, please don't be weirdo. I have enough of those and I just can't anymore.
Yeah.
I can't be polite about it anymore.
No, you can't.
I flipped out on TikTok last night. I just had enough. Anywho, there's also exclusive behind the scenes outtakes, early access. There's some tutorials all there for my Nerdling Army. All of your names get put in the credits after every single stream, and everyone who is a Nerdling first class or higher gets made an automatic moderator for the channel. So check out the Nerdling Army at patreon.com/comics. And we have a merch store at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com with, I think, like 60 something designs that I've done. Some are great. So great. I'm an affiliate for several companies like Leash Boss, Zenny Optical, Cora's Vault, TikTok, and CapCut. So check those out in the description below. My review for Fantastic Four First Steps, Superman, everything, it's on comicsand.squarespace.com. So check that out. And this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you are enjoying this podcast, chances are you are going to enjoy more of the Red 5 Network. Let's see.
Wow, you should just take a breath, like collect yourself. That was a lot of information. Okay, while she's over there doing yoga and stuff like that, come over and check out Dreaming Tabitha. I just to make artwork and I do really cool stuff. Sometimes Danny's on my channel. I keep it consistent. Dreaming Tabitha. You can find me. There you go.
Yeah, okay. Just type in at Dreaming Tabitha on YouTube and subscribe. She's really awesome. She is very creative. She's a wonderful artist, and she's very pleasant to listen to. So,
unless I'm talking about Missouri, apparently. Sorry, or baseball. But overall, Fantastic Four. You should check it out. I think you'll enjoy it more than you realize you will. Don't let the haters bring you down.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will too. So give it a watch.
Listen to the media.
Don't listen to the media,
and don't look and don't watch Pedro Pascal anywhere else but on the big screen. Okay, don't save yourself the effort. You will enjoy the movie. Just don't look at him of the.
You have a question. Speaking of Tabitha, when are you streaming again?
I don't know. I have some friends in from town, and so I'm trying to make it regular where I stream on Tuesday mornings. Right now, we are in the land of haphazardness, but I did release a video on the Fantastic Four and some things that you may not know about why Fantastic Four is so crucial to the upcoming story. So be sure to check that out. It's unfortunately not doing very well on my channel, so you can be the change.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson said, look at the man in the mirror. You could make a change in the world, at least in my small world.
At least in Dreamy Tabitha's world. So everyone go watch her Fantastic Four video right now.
Yeah,
right now. But until then, nerds, be kind to one another. Have an awesome and nerdy night. I will see you tomorrow morning, and keep your eyes peeled. Okay. Because Disney and Cassie and Kennedy are gonna get you.